Bandits kill 9 travelers and abduct many others in Kaduna. Gunmen suspected to be bandits on Tuesday morning killed 9 travelers and abducted many others in Kaduna State. Sahara reporters gathered that the incident happened along the Kaduna-Kachia Highway. Kaduna State has been one of the states badly affected by insecurity and banditry in the country, recording daily attacks on communities. The emir was one of the top traditional rulers who held a virtual meeting with the state governor, Nasir El-Rufai, only last week when the recurring crisis of banditry ravaging the state was discussed. According to a report by the Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs, bandits killed 937 persons in the state in 2020 alone. The commissioner in charge of the ministry, Samuel Arwan, added that 1,972 residents were kidnapped in the same year. Governor Nasir El-Rufai said his administration would not negotiate with criminals of any description under any guise. Igabi Kajuru and Bernin Gwari, all in the senatorial district, had the highest death figures of 152, 144 and 122 respectively. El-Rufai had said criminals must be wiped out immediately and without hesitation, adding that bandits, cattle rustlers and armed militias must be degraded and decimated to a state of unconditional submission to constituted authority. All right. The governor had reiterated his call for the decentralization of police, arguing that there are not simply enough police officers and the idea of policing such a vast federal republic in a unitary manner is not pragmatic. We'll make it work. There are issues, but the fact is, if you are sincere and genuine with Nigerians, I think they might give you a pass when you have issues and all that. But the fact is, you were put there for solutions, not to tell us what the situation is. We know that there's insecurity. We know that it is hard. Maybe, yes, statistically, then there are not enough, policemen to enforce security and all that. But frankly, it's none of our business. We just want you. It's results. And if you don't have the results, we will hold you accountable. Because you haven't done anything that can the Kaduna people come out and say that, you know what, this is what, Nasir El-Rufai did, and we are able to, and there was a period of time where we enjoyed the implementation of this policy or whatever. Can they do that? Absolutely not. So we want results. One person suffered heart attack and died in Owerri, and then the IGP rushes down there threatening fire and brimstone. In this case, 9 people have reported killed, but you're not seeing even AIG. Crazy country indeed. Another person says, God have mercy, when are we going to hear good news again in this country? It's not anytime soon. I think we're going to hear good news that has nothing to do with the government. Outside of the government, I think you're going to be hearing a lot of good news. But when it comes to the government and things that are in their control, unfortunately, it's going to get worse. And I think at this point, all we can do effectively is to plan for 2023. Who are your candidates? Get your PVC, very important. And as a country, we have to decide what we want. Do we want to separate or do we want to be together? I think it's highly likely that we're not going to separate anytime soon, maybe in the future, but not really right now. I think that we need to now bring a standard and have a base and have a sort of a culture where we understand what our base for electing is, that it has to be for us and it has to be tangible reasons. I'm telling you, you voting for somebody, I know you're entitled to your vote and you think what you want, but again, you have to think holistically in terms of your future and the future of your generations to come and your brothers, your neighbors. Because you cannot be choosing somebody from a tribe just because they've not been in power for how many years. No one cares, okay? We have bigger issues than that. The fact is that's ineffective, and that is a really ill-based and an unintelligent way to vote for somebody into power. Your vote really counts and you need to justify it when you are being asked or challenged about it. And if you're going to come to people and say, I'm voting for you because you're my family member, or I'm voting for you because you are from a state or a tribe, that should be like the least. Even if it is, it should be the bottom requirements. And I think that as a community, if we want to have a basis for voting, we need to technology. I think we need to make sure that all votes are accounted for. And that is hard, especially when we understand that technology is not necessarily far spread as it is in first world countries in Nigeria. And so it's like, how do we can take control of these things? We have time. We've got the brains. We can absolutely do it. People can literally go to a center. They do not have to write or do anything. They can just go to a computer and just click who they want to vote for. It's that simple. And Nigerians can do it. And also, presidential debates. We need to have it. If you do not come for the debate, you're immediately disqualified from the race. I think we need to put these things on ground, and these are the things we need to be planning for. All these news of insecurity, all that they will continue to happen. Why? Because the current government is very incompetent and they're ill prepared to tackle anything. They do not have contingency plans. They don't have anything. Listen, if police stations and prisons can be burnt down and prisoners can be freed, is it the same people we're depending on to take care of us? Exactly. So again, we need to have these standards in place. We need to bring in people that understand what it's like to relate with people, being honest. And I think at this point, Nigerians have just gone to a place where they don't trust anybody. And so I think the best thing for us is the oath is not enough. The oath is basically, it's not our thing. It's a very westernized, We need to bring in what people will respect. Whether if you feel it's your gods or whatever, come and deliberate, come and have conversations. But I think that we need to hold them to accountability and be like, okay, fine, we're going to vote for you, provided you do all these things, and as you said, your manifesto, whatever. But if you do not do these things or you fall short at the end of your 4 years, what should your punishment be? What should be the consequences? And I think that way, Nigerians will be able to be more open to new options when we know that we have the power to, address issues in our own way when you fall short. Because again, we've gotten to a place that we do not trust anybody, so we can't be taking risks like this. And with the kind of hands that we've got and our labor force, which is highly skilled, there's just a lot to do. So yeah, I think that unfortunately these things will continue to happen because our government had proven so many times that they are not in control, and we have to protect ourselves. And therefore, people are calling for self-determination. Definitely, security outfits are being made, like the ASN, which was a shock to everyone. But you have to protect yourself, and I think that the best way we can protect ourselves within our own rights with the constitution that we have, being a democracy, is that we plan for 2023, and as Nigerians we are very united in what we want. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.